is only really a strong laner against heroes that cannot apply that much pressure. And if they send Iker to the bottom lane, which they are going to, we have seen, like, I think there was this game with Iker plus... I think it was Iker plus Bubbles against a Wild Soul's short lane.
Yep,
and we saw they just ran over the Wild Soul. And I am a little afraid that it's going to be a repeat of that. Because look at the HP, the starting HP that the Zephyr has. Yeah. 17 strength.
Yeah.
That is not a lot.
Well, that goes to your point, like, the pick a Zephyr... excuse me, to pick a Zephyr, knowing it's going to be a solo Zephyr, too, in this lane matchup. And, yeah, you definitely got to worry about Piston, or Piston more so, has to worry about, you know, staying alive down there. But the likelihood that he's going to be able to get good farm is... It feels like going to be pretty low because Prisoner, of course, is going to be supporting that puppet. You keep talking about that. This is a combo that you expected to see once those two heroes were picked up, and sure enough, going to be the case. What you got on the Warby is now a very comfortable hero for him, clearly. So, and especially, you know, playing from the North American region, you know, he's certainly dealing with the higher latency there. Just get him something that he's very comfortable on, and it doesn't have to think too much about it. So. I could certainly see that logic as well, but I'm intrigued also to see what Noah New Gen does to address the jungle, because we really haven't seen a lot of jungling in the matches that we've been watching.
No, like jungling right now is in this meta is not that effective because of what we are likely going to be seeing in this bottom lane here. It's just so difficult to keep lane control these days that your lane, one lane is just going to suffer a lot. And so I have seen Zephyr being also takes a lot of damage actually. But we have seen Zephyr being used very effectively against something like a Pharaoh solo lane, right, or suicide,
right.
And actually, they're going here on the Zephyr a little bit, even.
I mean, it's going to continue to happen, to your point. I mean, this is a hero by himself, especially. What can he do? They're just going to continue to take advantage of the range aspect. And sure, the creep wave will be pushed into him and get a couple CS here and there. But, yeah, that's just going to constantly happen for the Zephyr.
And, for example, if you're playing against the Pharaoh, right? Pharaoh just is really hard to box out, and you always get some last hits with that Tormented Soul. But then you lane a solo Zephyr against him, and that kind of works, because then the solo Zephyr kind of just gets a lot of the tornadoes and just can kind of contest the lane that way and just push out and farm the pull camp. But yeah, not like this.
Nope. No pull camp for you. It just runs right over.
And like the Warbeast is even also just under... Like the Warbeast cannot do anything for his teammates right now.
Yeah, he's going to get the 2-minute rune, and he actually did counter ward right there, so that was well played by what you got. Taking away some vision from the Hellborn side, but yeah, no, Zephyr is kind of on his own. Now, and late in that, let's start talking about this one, because, you know, talking about the bottom maybe enough for right now, but mid lane, they chose to send a Wild Soul to the mid. We didn't really address this yet. Colic on the Wild Soul playing mid. Pebbles is, meaning Midwinter, he's free farm in the top lane as a result, so clearly setting more priority in the Pebbles to get that big start, get the early blink, of course, and then allow Wild Soul to naturally gain farm throughout the game. Seems to be the strategy.
Yeah. You have, like, in general, in my eyes at least, you have heroes that can create space and heroes that can take space. Oh, look at Rhapsody.
In our Bloodlust, very likely. Pew Pew doing what he can. Disco Inferno ain't going to save him. Well rotated by Prisoner to set up for that kill. Pebbles is like, come on, I got to kill somebody as a result, but no, it ain't going to happen. So yeah, very good rotation for Prisoner, making his way to the top lane and getting the Bloodlust for the Legion team.
Yep. Pebbles not choosing to stun there. Maybe he was thinking like he could at least maybe get a kill on Deadwood, but Deadwood's kind of tanky right now with that HP pool that he has. But yeah, so we have heroes that, or like players, heroes, but also players that can take space and heroes and some that can create space. Kolek is like a perfect example of a player that just takes a lot of space. You know, you give him like any kind of place to farm, he's just gonna farm and farm and farm and farm. The Midwinter guy, the Pebbles, is more a guy. Oh, they're going top. Oh no, he missed.
Just out of range.
He's more a guy that creates a lot of space. And the guys that like usually create a lot of space, you want to give them a good start.
God, I don't know if Paradise caught. I'm sure he did, but they just evaporated the Zephyr. I mean, that was just a shell surf song combo with initial Iker life leech applied, and yeah, he just could not get away. So as the levels start adding up, expect to see more of that. But yeah, I mean, to your point, yeah, Pebbles, he's going to be the space creator with that farm, and looking to create some space right here on the LDWAA. But LDWAA, to Volka's credit, Volka's done a pretty good job of staying alive. We've seen several times they're diving past the tier 1 tower to try to make a play on him, but he is remaining alive. But yeah, this is definitely a game where both off lanes and they're two heroes on either side that are farming very well, and then the rest are just getting nothing, including Kolek on the Wild Soul.
Yeah, and like the Kolek, of course, is the nice thing about the Wild Soul here is you don't really need a lot of farm to start farming on a Wild Soul. What you need is Pebbles getting hooked in tower.
Yeah. That's a big kill if they manage it. It's not going to happen. It's a good combo by Pebbles to make sure to stay away. They must have seen Rhapsody rotate. I mean, but this is what we're talking about. Rhapsody is bottom lane Zephyr. Oh, he actually is going to live for now. One more attack needed. Iker wants to find him, eating through the trees. Pistol's like, come on, maybe TPs? No, nothing's going to happen. An eventual death will come for the Zephyr. So he did a good job surviving as long as he could there, but wasn't to be in the end. So yeah, Pebbles lives top lane, and Zephyr not the same story.
Yeah, so if that was Sunk Bob there on the Zephyr, right? He would have went into those trees, and like some magic would happen, and he would end up on the Legion side Kongor or something. I don't know how he does it, but he always manages. Just disappears into the trees. Oh, mid lane.
Pull in, going for the kill. This is that combo that we're talking about, and they are going to get it. That will be a kill indeed. Wild Soul Kolek struggles will continue. As look at this Warbeast. Warbeast, by the way, level 7. So let's definitely keep an eye on that. What you got is doing very well, especially experience-wise. So, of course, with this ultimate activated, they cannot run him down.
But this is like important here what the Rhapsody is doing, because this is basically Kolek's way back into this game, right? He is he just needs level 7, so he gets like 2 stomps. And then he can just take those triple stacks within like 5 seconds. And then you like trying to lock down this Wild Soul for basically like 6 minutes. It just doesn't matter anymore. Because he just presses R and presses W and tap W and the neutral camp dies. Now they did place a ward here, so they know he's doing the stack. However...
Swing and a miss. Trying to catch the Rhapsody off guard, but unable to hit him. But yeah, it's your point exactly. They know he's doing the stack. They're trying to address it, but not really going all into it, which is understandable.
I also love
farm over here.
Yeah, Pebbles was just standing in the top lane, like besides the two trees on the left side. Okay. And he's been playing so patiently. I love to see that.
Yeah.
Of course, Vulka is also like known for being a very patient player himself, and actually they might try to go on the bubbles here a little bit.
Prisoner setting up, but Bubbles, he's level 7 now. He doesn't have take cover actually. They might or does he have a point he's holding? No, he is level 4, so no, he does not.
Yeah. He just wanted damage.
Yeah, which makes sense in that lane, but I was gonna say, if they do go on him, that could be a factor, but unable to find the initiation there, so. When it's all said and done, and some space finally for Pizden on the Zephyr. He is starting to jump up a little bit now, 230 GPM. He's got Typhoon ready if the fight does break out. It's pretty good there. But yeah, what you got in this Warbeast? He's got the Whispering Helm now. Again, he's level 8 on top of all of this. So, but Warbeast, naturally, this is a hero that you don't necessarily expect a lot out of Teamfight presence-wise until, of course, later on out of the laning phase.
Oh, hook mid lane.
It's all about that farm. There's that combo that you're talking about. It is Iker, and as difficult as he is to kill as a support, it is too much damage, and no support to support him. until they do find the kill.
Eventually, he does die. This reminds me of a Spoon movie. I don't know if you know it.
Spoon movie?
Yeah, so it's a very cheesy movie about a guy murdering someone else with, in their words, the most inefficient murder weapon ever.
Oh, a spoon.
Which is a spoon, yeah. So he just like keeps hitting him with a spoon, and that's the entire film.
That's cinema classic right there. It sounds like. I don't know how I haven't seen it yet.
It's like early YouTube days.
Oh, jeez.
Look, actually, Rhapsody with no boots, he's in trouble.
Yeah, that's gonna be a chase down. Look at Warbeast using that Skeleton King. Great grasp on top, and you know what, Dutch? This is what we're kind of talking about. Like, match their pace, match their energy, and we are seeing a bit of that right now by the Legion.
Yep, and we see that the Zephyr and the Wild Soul are notably like not doing equal right now. Where the Zephyr is 260 GPM, still kind of struggling. Wild Soul just took 2 triple stacks and basically booted himself all the way to 350 GPM. And this was a Wild Soul that they tried to shut down. They tried to lock him down. And Wild Soul picks up a Wind Whistle. My man!
Hey, yo. Efficiency right there.
My man!
Colic knows
he
what's
does
up. 15 move speed for... It's only 200 gold, right, for a Wind Whistle? So.
Yeah. So I've had this discussion with like people plenty of times. But basically the idea of the discussion is, if you would always buy boots, right? If you don't buy boots, like you could basically say someone is griefing almost. But the same doesn't apply for Wind Whistle for some reason, even though it's the same efficiency. Like movement per gold wise.
Another inventory slot, I'm sure, is the big counter argument, but yeah, top lane. Deadwood, there's the combo. First use of the portal key, and there we go. That's exactly what you want to see with the PK pickup. Showing it off with a kill. That's a big one. The TP, whoever that was, ends up canceling as well. No point to commit any further. So Midwinter, he continues to lead right now in GPM, 430 gold per minute. Obviously, we see the portal key. Now he's going to start snowballing from there. At least that is the idea. Puppet Master, as thought, we haven't really addressed too much. We've seen the combos coming out, but he's over 400 GPM now as well. He's got the early build online. You know, he's got the Ghost Marchers, the Mad Fred's Brass Knuckles. He's got his own Wind Whistle. Speaking of that, but what kind of build do you expect to see on the Puppet Master here?
Yeah. So first of all, I love the fact that he picked up the Fortified Bracer here. The Fortified Bracer is got a change recently where it now gives 1 magic armor.
Okay.
And just this extra bit of strength and the 1 magic armor is so big against something like a Pebbles. Because Pebbles, of course, has a very set amount of burst, and in mid lane, he's in trouble.
Yeah, they're going. There's the combo. There's that magic armor coming into play, but it's still not enough. He just got the Mystic Vestment as well, I noticed. So clearly, he's trying to mitigate all this damage. But, yeah. I mean, that was just a combo you can't stop. 4 heroes coming together. The Pebbles, perfect initiation. He just had no chance.
Yeah, so he also got tossed like all the way to Narnia there in the mid lane. There was no surviving that, of course, even if he had like 6 Fortified Bracers. But the idea is try to not get one-shot by Pebbles. And that is a very good idea because Pebbles it starts snowballing a lot if he gets the opportunity to make solo kills. And against Pebbles, Pebbles has a very set amount of damage, right? Basically the combo, like 1 or 2 auto attacks. And that damage threshold, that's what you just want to reach or go above, you know? Oh, Bubbles.
Yeah, Bubbles take cover. Clearly sees him initially, but the show's applied and the Willowmaker slams him down. Even with the Kelp build defensively, it is not enough. Icor could not do much else either. So we saw the TPs coming in, but a little bit too late. And that'll be the end of that. Now Pebbles back to farm. So yeah, good find by the Legion.
Yeah.
As they make a good kill happen there. This is a big ancient stack on the Hellborn side, by the way. We'll see Colic or somebody do that eventually, I'm sure. But Colic is just pushing top lane during all this. He's doing a lot of damage to the tier 2 tower. It is going to eventually be thwarted, but obviously Colic also 400 gold per minute now. And yeah, he wants to go for it. Oh man, this is risky. He does not realize what's about to happen. The collapse takes place. And that is going to be a kill on Wild Soul. So,
me on the mid lane?
He got the tower kill, I suppose, so that's solid there, but obviously a death. And yeah, you mentioned mid lane. Is it a kill?
Oh
Hook?
no! If you played that a bit more patiently, if the
voodoo
prisoner
puppet
got in
at this
range
point.
there, that was like would have been huge actually there, like stopping his momentum a little bit. But like the Hellborn team right now is just split and so efficiently farming, and it's kind of funny. Oh, actually, the prisoner smoked and is gonna run into the bubbles, and the Iker here.
Yeah.
Nope.
Close.
Swing and a miss, as you said. No,
Yeah.
but they seem to do the same thing every game. So everyone in this Hellborn team has their dedicated role, and they don't really deviate from that, right? So this Bubbles, like, I don't know what he was playing last game. I don't know if you remember.
Bubbles.
Oh, also Bubbles? Okay.
Bubbles, back-to-back bubbles here. Yep.
Yeah. But he just, like, split pushes. Basically the entire game. And bottom lane. Oh, Pebbles porting in.
They're going. I was going to say, Pebbles is coming in. There's the setup. Pebbles trying to find the angle. Goes for the bird. Gets the word. Gets the kill. Prisoner likely dead as well. Iker eventually helping to run him down. So a couple of kills just like that. And yeah, Bubbles being elusive, setting up kills. That's what this hero does. So well played again by SRP. Is clearly comfortable on it. He's got the light brand. We did see that Grimoire picked up last game. Yeah, interesting too. Yeah, he doesn't value the portal key earlier on, just like last game. But you know what? It worked then, and it seems like it's working here just fine.
I think that would might be in trouble.
Well, never mind, because jumps in with a puppet show. The voodoo puppet's put out as well, but Iker's here to help him out, and Puppet Master going to be comboed down. Iker just trying to, or excuse me, Pebbles trying to run. The Willowmaker on the puppet doesn't matter. It's like it just tickled him a little bit, and Pebbles just walks it off.
Yeah. So the puppet's used to take a lot more damage, but it's actually an interesting interaction there, and I'm surprised that Vulka doesn't know this. But the puppet, the voodoo puppet, right? The ultimate from Puppet Master.
Yeah.
He has 0 strength. And if you look at Willowmaker does 200 physical damage plus bonus damage based on 40% of the target's strength.
Right.
So it just did 200 physical damage there.
Not much.
No.
As we saw, yeah.
Yeah, the power of like the ultimate from Deadwood is that it's like damage based on the target's strength. But the voodoo puppet, of course, having no strength means that it just does nothing. It's the same thing if you were to ultimate a creep or, you know, Kongor. I guess what my conclusion is here is that Vulka doesn't ultimate enough creeps.
He should have picked up on that. Yeah, maybe he just thought he was a little bit lower as well, but yeah, either way, just no kill happens. Obviously, it was pretty easy surviving in the air for Pebbles.
Yeah.
While that was all happening, too, they also killed the bottom tier 1. Now, speaking of that, the Legion side does the same down there. They get their own objective. So, gold-wise, I mean, it's a 3,000 lead right now for Noah New Gen, but certainly nothing too crazy. Oh, it jumps up a little bit more because of another tower kill, so...
Yeah, but like the tower difference here, as you mentioned, is quite important because if you look at like the tower difference, is that Noah New Gen has taken 2 more towers than the Legion side here has, and that helps so much for like these supporting cast players that otherwise usually don't have that much. Because like the Rhapsody and the Iker, of course, haven't really been farming themselves. They've just been sitting behind people. And without the tower gold, they just wouldn't have that much at all. And they have been really defending their own towers a lot as well. As like the bottom tower just fell, basically, for the Hellborn bottom tower. As they're doing Kongor. But yeah, but they've been just defending it so much. And I also want to touch on what you said before with the Bubbles going for the Librand. The reason they, generally speaking, do that is because you want to be able to one-shot creep waves with Bubbles. And Bubbles, if he has his press QW, it's like 560 damage, and creeps having like 580 HP now. So then you just have to like the Lightbrand dot finish out the creeps, you know?
Mhm.
It's also why you see like a lot of bubble players go for spell shards level 1 and just level 1. Because that is enough with the 10% extra damage to creeps, is enough to like allow you to one-shot waves.
Right. So a couple more things to talk about here too. Speaking of items, look at a couple of items on the Hellborn side that they're prioritizing that maybe aren't every game items, and of course referring to that Void Talisman. Both picked up on Pebbles and Bubbles here in this game. A lot of physical presence, and here we go. Pebbles, speaking of, jumps in right there, goes for Puppet Master, but by himself, there's that Void Talisman. We do see the damage mitigation as a result, but it is not going to matter. So Midwinter getting a little too aggressive by himself right there. Bubbles was nearby, but chose not to initiate. But yeah, look at that. Icar pushes bottom during that, and Wild Soul was pushing the mid tier 2 as well. Gets it very low. Not enough for the kill though, but now Prisoner, he's hunting. He's got the smoke. He is not being seen currently.
It's not that team though.
Somebody. Icar, yeah, he's going to try to go for the hook there. Icar essentially playing the ward for his Wild Soul. He is going to be brought in and very possibly could end up dying now as a result, but you know, again, he's doing his job. He's keeping Wild Soul alive and making this take as long as possible.
Do you understand what I mean with Spoon Movie now?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Over the course of 5 years, the Icar finally died.
Yeah. Well,
no, but like, yeah, they pushed this, like, pushed, and you saw like this mid tower also being in deny range actually, and they just keep pushing and farming, and yeah, we saw of course the a lot of physical damage and physical displacement with the hook on the Legion side, so the Void makes some sense. The Pebbles basically just thinking like, yeah, I'm not, if they go on me, oh, Deadwood thinking about going, not going to. Deadwood of course does have that Lex, so Deadwood also right now is quite a powerful hero, partially because of this Lex Talionis, because like every kill that you get adds like more minus armor on this Lex effect. And right now with 4 charges, it's minus 4.2 armor for like 1 point something K gold, which is really efficient.
Come back here.
So I gotta ask here, Dutch, another couple things. By the way, a very late Alchemist bones. Okay, there's so many things in this game, I mean, that are funky, I feel like, but look at the build on Puppet Master first off. He went the Astrolabe, he just bought an Alchemist Bones at 21 minutes, and you know, a little bit later on, but going, so we'll start there. What's your take on the Astrolabe and now the later on Alchemist?
So the Astrolabe makes some level of sense because he already had the Fortified Bracer, and the Astrolabe, of course, or the Fortified Bracer builds into the Astrolabe. Now the Elk Bones, I don't like it, but I do understand it.
Okay.
So, Puppet Master, this game has very much a lack of space, because Zephyr is farming, like Puppet Master, generally speaking, is like we talked about before, with like players that create space, players that take space. Right. Piston is like more the space taker in their team. Eston is more the space maker. But he cannot really make space unless he has like a good enough farm injection. But if you give him a lot of farm, he will use that farm to create more space. Pebbles is exactly the same, right? You give Pebbles a good start, he's gonna create space for the rest of your team. And he's gonna do a lot of work with that. But the Elk Bones right now is just so he can kind of keep up his farm, because right now he's just not finding any place to farm.
Yeah, it's about 400 gold per minute. That's pretty respectable, but yeah, in comparison, he's, what, 6th right now in the game in GPM, so understandable. I want something to help recover. Warby, so like, again, we can't forget about what you got. I almost feel like quietly he's been doing his thing. He's only 1-0-2 right now in this game, but he's 500 gold per minute himself. He's got Twin Fangs to go with now that Shrunken Head. This is a Warbeast that is ready to fight, and so now for the Legion side, it seems like, I was going to say, you know, do they play around that idea? And they kind of are. I mean, Prisoner, he's looking for initiation. There we go, the jump. The Grass Pits Icor, there's the Willowmaker, but, you know, what else is new? It's going to take forever. Finally, they kill the support Icor. And that'll be it, though. So, again, kind of playing that movable ward. gets the vision, ends up dying for it, but allows the Hellborn team to fall back and reposition themselves. The Wild Soul, by the way, he just got his own butterfly, or wingbow, excuse me, and he's now 700 gold per minute on the Wild Soul. Dear Lord. He is just massively farming in this game. They're going to team smoke. They want to try to find this Wild Soul, clearly.
They do see him with the good ward there. It's a very smart ward, like deep in the lane, to basically scout out the Wild Soul and stuff, but they may have seen him smoke. Oh,
Zephyr? Zephyr's in trouble. That Staff of the Master, though, with the Typhoon, it is definitely doing some work right here, but it's not going to be enough for any kind of turn kill, and there's the toss back. Kulik actually taking credit for that kill. He ends up TPing it away from the Death Trap top lane. Ends up getting the kill bottom. I mean, it's just the efficiency of movement is so on point by this guy.
Yeah, and like the where the Wild Soul can play relatively aggressively and like greedily, because Wild Soul has basically hasted movement speed when he has that wild buff activated. Zephyr doesn't have that, right? Zephyr doesn't have that luxury. Like where Wild Soul just like speeds on away like a race car, Zephyr will eventually get caught and get jumped down or get killed if he's not careful. So I kind of have to say that I find Priestun a little bit out of position there. Like being that far up, pushing that aggressively.
It definitely feels like the game state right now, though, for this Legion side, it's almost a little bit of desperation. It doesn't need to be. I mean, it's, again, difference about 5,000, but understandably, they are getting worried about how much time they're giving to Kulik on this Wild Soul to do what he does best and just increase that GPM, which again is now over that 700 mark. So, and this is a hero that we talk about scaling. I mean, obviously one of the best in the game because of the boo-boo factor too, right? So he himself is already getting a very good inventory of items, and then you're going to have to deal with boo-boo being built up after that. So is it safe to say that the Legion side is on a bit of a clock here?
Yeah, for sure. Like the Legion side is a little bit on the clock because they're heroes that want to be farming, which is like the Puppet Master. Because that's like the better scaling carry. Oh, the guy's gonna find Pebbles here. If they're fast.
Bubbles just get away, but yeah, there's the kill. Actually, Pebbles, you mentioned, jumps on a prisoner. The Willowmaker shuts him down, though. Rhapsody going to be pulled in as well. The Typhoon's put that on top of the Protective Melody. It's going to be canceled immediately. In the midst of that, Iker's also going to fall. So a big fight here for LDWAA and the Legion. That's the one they were looking for. That's the opening. And now how do they react off of this?
And they even kill the boo-boo.
They do, yeah.
That's animal abuse. PETA!
Except for 20 seconds.
Someone call PETA! Oh, it makes
doesn't
sense.
even care.
No, he's not. Oh, doesn't care. No, he's just going straight for Kong, and like, it makes sense that he's just going there, right? He's just like, he's playing Wild Soul in a way where he's just, I'm not interested in fighting anything other than creeps. I'm just gonna click creeps. I'm gonna click towers, and that is basically what he has been doing. But by doing that, he's been also creating so much space for his bubbles, and just he's been creating problems for the Legion team that they need to solve. Because he is just constantly knocking on Heaven's door, right? He's constantly pushing out the top lane, then pushing out the bottom lane, then he's doing this, then he's always like across the map. And probably very frustratingly, he is not getting caught at all. Speaking of people getting caught, Prisoner is playing with fire there. Oh.
I mean, yeah, Bubbles is actually going to lead the way here. Kelpho will catch Puppet Master just evaporates there in the midst of it. Willowmaker going to be, he's trying to use it, gets a staccato stun though. Bubbles hold the take cover. He's going to be fouled. Wild Soul did eventually get hit by the Willowmaker, but it's too much offensive pressure by the Hellboy side this time. They catch up to Prisoner. Deadwood having to run away, but a double tap for Kulik. It could be more. Typhoon, good placement by Zephyr, will deter them and eventually help him get away. But you see this Wild Soul, that's kind of the first time we've seen the Wild Soul factor using his farm and putting out some big damage on the opposition.
Yeah, it is the first time I've seen Wild Soul right-click an enemy instead of a creep for, I think, 10 minutes or something right now. But like that's just a good efficient jump, right? So they jump Pebbles, the Puppet Master right at the bat, which is the target they need to jump on, because this Wild Soul right now does not have a Shrunken yet. So Puppet Master can still like make him attack an ally for 3.5 seconds. But what the Wild Soul does not have to be afraid of is of course this Deadwood, because Deadwood, his ultimate is based on physical damage. Oh. Bubbles?
Bubbles. He's in trouble, but they protect him out. It's the last second to heal on up. And the turn time now for Noah Nugent. They blow up the prisoner. Puppet Master in the back lines. Again, he just can't do a damn thing. He's the one that's supposed to be locking down the others. And the staccato stuns and everything else, he just could not move like a wild soul. Okay, Colic, calm down there, buddy. Colic's going really deep. No way, the lifesteal. Okay, he finally will die. I thought for a second there he might have actually turned that, but no. Void Talisman by Pebbles. He's looking to teleport out. Bubbles is like, wait, why are you going? We want to fight this still. This is a pretty chaotic fight, but you gotta love it. So the Wild Soul death definitely turns things a little bit in this fight, but I mean, it's still Noah Nugent feeling pretty good about the outcome.
Yeah, and the Bubbles was just basically sitting there, even though Wild Soul, sorry, I mean the Warbeast, I think if he like gets 5 or 6 hits into this Bubbles might still die. But Bubbles was like, I have a Void Talisman, I would take cover, I can sit in immunity, like long past your ultimate is already run out. So if you wanna square off, let's do this. I'm just gonna chill my shell for like 9 seconds.
Yeah.
And honestly, that is like the power, of course, of that Void Talisman, right? Even if he gets kind of caught, the only thing he needs to be really afraid of is this Puppet Master. And how do you deal with that? Well, jump Puppet Master.
Well, that and also Puppet Master, he's also having to put priority potentially on the Wild Soul too. So it's like Bubbles almost has free reign as far as what he's able to do this game because of how he's built especially. And obviously where SRP is at. So yeah, he's 3-1-8, 528 gold per minute himself. He has 4,000 gold saved up just about. So something else big could be coming as well. We'll see what that is. Maybe something like a sheep, of course, is that direction that you maybe would expect to happen. But
Come back here.
either way, he's got options to choose from. As far as the Legion side, I mean, where does LDWAA go from here? I mean, we've seen a little bit of this kind of group up and just forcing fights, but are they doing enough? Is that almost like where they have to be at? Like just push us 5 and see what happens?
They are definitely setting up. Look at how aggressive Rhapsody's positioned himself here.
Absolutely.
They just want to jump Puppet Master.
Oh, man.
They do that,
They do.
they win a team fight.
Look at Pebbles. Pebbles is going for it, trying to find the target. Typhoon's put down. Not the place you want to fight necessarily if you're the Hellbourne side. Meanwhile, what you got to miss it, but another protected out in the last second. It saves Wild Soul. Wild Soul lifesteal kicking in and will finally go down, but they used everything to focus the Wild Soul. There's the combo. Pebbles. Double taps. Hat tricks coming out for Midwinter. I mean, that was just an absolutely chaotic fight. Both teams were just like, screw it, let's just go, baby. And we just saw the outcome. Again, killing Wild Soul, but it doesn't matter. That Staff of the Master on Pebbles doing so much work. And he gave the staff to somebody, too. It looks like he gave it to Bubbles, so the count build even enhanced throughout that as well. Yeah, that could have been the final fight, potentially.
Yeah, and like the Bubbles staff doesn't even really matter that much. But like the Icar was also, again, so bloody tanky there. You saw at the end, like Warbeast is one of the scarier heroes in the game. Of course, with that ultimate form activated, having a 2x crit and like a reduced base attack time, which means that like he scales way better with attack speed. And he started auto-attacking this Icar because the Pebbles had a Void, the Bubbles had a Void and take cover. So it's like, you know, I'm just gonna hit something that I can actually hit and do damage to instead of like them just activating Voids.
Right.
And Icar just didn't die. It took so long, like 3 auto-attacks and it was like 70% HP.
Yeah, Icar's pretty good at that. And him and Rhapsody, I mean, this is an amazing defensive supporting combo. That we have right now in the game for this Hellbourne side and support this trio as they've been doing throughout. So yeah, back-to-back deaths of Wild Soul, but it just doesn't feel like it matters. I mean, well, the game state obviously reflects that too. It just doesn't matter. Colic is back to farm. He's still 700 plus gold per minute, even despite that. And I keep trying to find...
demonic.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
he
he's
has-
finished on the bear now. Okay.
He has nothing on Boo Boo. He finished the Demonic on himself,
On
basically.
himself. Okay, I was gonna say usually that'd be not even maybe on the bear.
Or I saw him right-click Demonic, I should say.
Okay.
But a thing that I'm a little bit surprised on is that he didn't even buy boots on Boo Boo or Abyssal Skull. Okay, so I am a notoriously terrible Wild Soul player. Like, notoriously bad.
I think most people are.
Yeah, but like, among most people, I am notorious for being terrible at Wild Soul.
Hold that
Actually,
thought for a
they're
second, because yeah, we got a big fight brewing here. Prisoner's like, all right, I don't want to open on you, but I kind of have to. That's not the target you want to go for. Bevels, thank you very much. He jumps in, the aura applied. There's a puppet show. Bubbles in the backline zone, creating his chaos. The protective mode is going to be a full duration as well, mitigating so much damage. Eventually, Warbeast goes for the Typhoon's down, but again, it just doesn't seem to matter in the midst of it. Wild Soul shredding down the Warbeast. He's dead. The TP out from Zephyr. It's not going to happen. He too will be caught, and he too is dead. Why not throw out the hat trick for Colic? This time they cannot kill the Wild Soul, and he gets 3 kills out of it. And now it's push the top lane, go for what could potentially be the final. In fact, there it is.
And look at their
Just
base.
calls the GG.
Yeah.
It is official. Yeah, their base was being shredded. At this point, there really is no comeback. So well played by Noah Nugent. They're going to get that rematch against Vinicius in the grand finals here in just a little bit. That's going to be a hell of a series.
Yeah, and this, like, I have to say, this was absolutely deserved. It's like a much a joy for someone as like interested in drafts and stuff as I am to see like heroes that I never really see work, and see them like be used in these situations in like a competitive setting, like Wild Soul. You know, I haven't really seen it.